Yeah, I guess we come back here. Did William have any other plans for tonight?
I mean, he was really just gonna go and check on Marco and see what all Talia had done,
Right.
and he succeeded in that. He learned the basis of what Talia had done. He thought she just killed them all,
Yep.
but
Just a few arrests so far. No,
so
no. Yeah.
I guess I guess he'll go home.
Right. I mean, you got to meet up with the crew again the next day. Thing, and Eric's working on getting those notes out. I think right now we're gonna check back in. I mean, Georgie, you got to go a little ways. You are heading not too far because it's really right down here off the beachfront that the lovely Golden Oasis is. So you're probably able to real quick kind of get out of the blue collar district, hitch a ride, and you get in front of the lovely marble building. It's probably about 9:30 at this point, and the place is hopping. There's some kind of it honestly, it doesn't look like anyone just turned the day off. There are so many different types of people here. You have the blue collar workers, you have the rich and the wealthy, you have all of these people coming to and fro. You see them going in, you see these very lavish, beautiful carts and wagons pull up with these just immaculately groomed horses, and these very well-to-do aristocrats, kind of get out. And right behind them, literally the next cart, is some farmer's wagon full of 8 or 10 greasy, oiled up men. It's this strange, the only place in the city that you can really go to find all of the classes bumping elbows and in general kind of having a good time, because if they're winning, the house is losing, and that means everybody's winning. There's probably one person there that really does not look like they're having fun, and that's Willow. Willow's never seen a building like this, never seen wealth like this. She has no idea what this place is, why she was taken here. It's a bit overwhelming at the moment.
And a perfect place to hide out. But I'd like to rent a room. I assume they may have some rooms.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they definitely have a hotel kind of built into their property. Um and I mean, Georgie's been there before. Georgie didn't really win any money. That was more Eric and William and that whole thing. I mean, it's familiar as soon as you walk in there. There's all the workers with their black and white clothes. There's the lounge or whatever, the music hall. You kind of bypass the casino part, kind of towards the back area where it leads to the hotel. You kind of have to walk through the casino to get to it, and there's a receptionist desk. They're still wearing the same outfit, the white shirts, black vests, all that. As you get to the counter, there's probably a 30-year-old woman, kind of has darker complexion, standing there. She just smiles as you approach. Good evening, ladies. Is there anything I can help you with?
I'd like a room for my cousin and I for the night, please.
Oh, absolutely. Are you members, or are you just staying in town for? Do we have you on your? Do we have you on our registry already, or should I be adding your name? Frequent guest.
No, we're just passing through on our way into the city.
I see. Of course. We have a variety of rooms available. Are you looking for individual? What kind of customs will you be needing tonight?
We'll only need one room, so in a quieter section if you had one.
Of course. Are you looking for? She kind of leans forward. 1 or 2 beds.
2.
Of course. Very well. Yes, we do have one of our queen rooms available. What is your name?
Daisy. Daisy Park.
Of course. Miss Park, it is great to have you here. All right. Looks like the room here, it's going to be available. It is on the 4th floor. It should be fairly quiet. We have you at the far end of the hall. There is there's an elevator to get up there. Perfect. You said this was going to be for 1 or 2 nights? How many nights are we?
Just for the night. She's not feeling well, so we'll see in the morning if we can make arrangements to get into town or not.
Oh, of course. We do have transportation services available, so if you need any help with that, feel free to come to the desk. So for a 1 night stay in a queen, for you 2, it will be 20 shilling.
I grit my teeth and I pay it. Damn it.
You're like, that's a full week's wage. It hurts.
Sure.
She goes to the back wall, and you can see hundreds of keys on it. Probably about 30% of them are missing. It's still pretty full.
Okay.
She goes up, finds the room number. It's like 402. Grabs it, comes over, and places it on the desk. Probably has a little receipt, gets that, hands it over as well. Probably runs through the other offers that they have, whether, again, I'm not completely familiar with what Victorian hotels had to offer, but if they had anything to offer, she was definitely letting you know what they are.
Wherever they are, Georgie denies them all.
Right.
No, thank you.
She kind of just shows you towards the elevator.
All right, thank you. And I probably won't say anything to Willow until we get there.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who's
she's
around?
just silent, looking down, just following. No idea at this point. So as you get over, I don't know if Georgie's ever been into some of the taller buildings in downtown or not, but it's one of those really old style mechanical elevators. It's quite fancy. Whoever engineered it, you can tell a lot of wealth went into this whole building, including that. There's one of the operators there. They ask for what floor, you tell them 4. It slowly makes its way up the chains, gets to the 4th. He opens the door and kind of points you towards the down far hallway. As you're kind of walking through, you might overhear some conversations coming from the other rooms, but there's no one else in the hallway. You get to your door, put the key in the lock, unlock it, open it, have to get the place lit. And there are very basic, it's not lavish at all. It's just kind of standard. Probably expect people to sleep one night kind of stuff. The beds are made. It's quite nice. as compared to the Rebel Square, I mean, this is fine living, but it's not necessarily a 5-star establishment. There's a little wash basin, probably a chamber room, and a few beds, maybe a single chair, some strange painting up on the wall, and then some windows that look out, down, and towards the pool that is back behind the facility. You can also see the river from here. Just see it moving down far, far, far away. See the rest of the beachfront. There's probably a few piers with the various lights and everything on. A few boats still moving up and down the river. You feel elevated up above the city. You kind of look around the ledge, certainly higher than someone should have access to be able to peer through your window. It's quiet. It's not a place anyone would attach you to. And for the moment, it feels safe.
I immediately go to the window, and once it seems like it's reasonable, I'll shut the curtains.
Right?
And I guess I'll motion for Willow to come over so I can explain it. Like, why are we suddenly here?
Right. I think, yeah, she just comes and like sits down on the bed, and there's a moment like, oh, this is comfortable. This might be okay.
Yeah, for a little while. Someone or something has found us, and unfortunately we are on the move for now, at least until I can get word to Eric and William about what's happened. But we're safe for tonight. We're hidden here. So if you're tired, you can go ahead and get some rest out.
I know I can't repay you for this. I don't understand why everyone... I don't understand what's happening. I mean, last week, sure, it was scary, but at least it was safe with Mother Nora. I mean, even a month ago, losing my husband was one thing. Now being searched for or hunted for. Why? What are they looking for? How can I make this stop? I don't want to live my life like this, moving from place to place, hiding from things I don't understand. It's not what Morris would want for our child, and it's not what I want.
I understand it's not ideal for either of us, but we're working on it, trying to get to the bottom of why they're after you. And until we can find out, we have to do what we can to avoid any possible harm that may find us.
So, are we going to work tomorrow? You can tell she immediately is just wanting to change the subject, find something to pull a bit of real back into her life again.
We will drop in and see how they're doing.
All right. Sleep, work, talk with the other fellows. That's fine. That's a good idea. Yeah. She kind of finds one of the beds and just goes, lays back on her side, pulls the nice blankets up, and you can tell there's a bit of like, she gets really, really comfortable. First time she's had comfort, and she's using that to kind of envelop herself in this massive hug of blankets and pillows, just being held. As you kind of sit on the bed, staring out of the window towards the river, the strange events of the night wearing heavy on your mind. Eric, you have finished dividing this scroll into two pieces of parchment, two pieces of paper, divvying it up so that for every line, someone gets even, someone gets the odds. Kind of sit in this seminary. The building itself is strange to begin with because it's not whatever religion here seems to have died out. It just wasn't popular enough. And kind of remember that gate and that scratch you have on your leg. You remember the feeling you got down in the strange place. You're now trying to communicate with something that you have no idea what it is. It's trying to communicate with you in numbers. Do you plan to use those parchments tonight to... Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to rest because this thing has sort of like gotten hold of his thoughts right now.
Right. Where do you head to first?
I'm going to have to go see... Well... I'm going to go see my brother first because he's got the way that I can contact the order that I work for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to see him first, and then I will go to the order that I'm supposedly working for next.
Right. Yeah. So you begin to head home. It doesn't take too long. There's a bit of comfort heading back into the ethnic borough. Just how basic it is. Just stone, concrete. Everything has a purpose, and it's specifically for that purpose. Head up. Unlock the door, head in. Kind of look around the house, a fairly small house. Seems your mother and father are already asleep. Your sister is already asleep. Martin is sitting there. He's got a few books, or it looks like notebooks in front of him, and you can see that he's working on, again, more sketches. It's what Martin does. Traps, tricks, things for the show. Just his own inventions. He sees you come through the door. Well, it's the hell's wrong with you? Sit down. Have a bite to eat. You look like death.
It's been a long day, and it's not over yet.
Yeah, sit. Mother cooks some whatever your typical dish is.
Sure.
And ushers you to sit down and goes to fix a plate from the cool storage and brings it over to you. What are you working on tonight?
I'm getting more information than I ever really would have thought possible in such a short time. I need to talk to Horace tonight.
Okay. Yeah, I can make that happen. He's yeah. Seems whatever you gave him, it really, they're making moves. So
What-
finish your
what
meal.
kind
Let
of-
me
Okay.
let me go make sure he's free. Meet me at the church in about 20 minutes. I'll let him
Okay.
know you're coming.
Thanks.
Yeah. No, thank you. What you're doing, it's great. It's really great, brother.
I hope so.
Oh, it is. We're gonna help a lot of people. Kind of pats you on the shoulder, squeezes it, kind of heads towards the door. Probably after a couple minutes after the door closes, you hear your parents' door open and your mother kind of shambles out, comes to the table, speaking to you in her native language. Son. Oh, Eric. So good to see you again. And you can tell there's a bit of sarcasm with that. Boy, you've been working too hard the past few days. When are you gonna have a break?
I don't know. The show's a couple of weeks out. It's always really hard around this time, you know.
I know. Listen, we never got to thank you for finding that position for your father. I told him about it this morning. He's grateful. He's looking forward to getting out there. I don't know how you do it. You just find successes everywhere you go. It's a blessing.
Yeah. I've been lucky. I've been lucky so far. I'm happy that he's so excited about it. It'll be good, I think, for him.
He's gonna need something to do. I'm not sure if he'll ever... May not be exactly the man that we remember. He'll still be your father. He needs something to put his mind at.
Of course. I can't imagine him sitting still for too long, you know.
So listen, I overheard Ella. I guess you have invited her to your next show. Eric, you know how I feel about those things. I understand for you, it is a source of income, but I think she's still just a bit too young to see what goes on there.
I think it'll be, well, she's been asking me about it for so long, and I couldn't say no again. If I didn't think that she was up to it, I wouldn't have agreed, though.
I know. You watch out for your sister. I can see that. I doubt your father's going to be able to attend, so maybe it's time for me to take his place. If your sister's going, then maybe I should go to be there for her. Yes, I think it's about time that I see this magic that she raves on about.
It's just a little misdirection, a couple of quick tricks.
She
but
grabs her hand and just smiles. You don't have to explain it. Just show it.
Of course, I'm pretty good at it.
Oh, I have no doubt. He'll be the star of the show. I just know it. Well, you finish your meal. All right? Don't stay up too late. You need your rest. You're still a growing boy.
Of course, Mom. Of course.
She gives you a large embrace, kind of kisses you on the forehead, pats you on the back, and shambles back into the room. Finish eating your meal and begin to head to the church. Martin's standing outside. He sees you coming and kind of hurriedly comes up to you. All right. Yeah, he's meeting with someone right now. Give it a couple minutes. I guess they really were not expecting you tonight. Not a big deal. No worries. They will be happy to hear any news you have. Just give them a moment.
Yeah, of course I will. And of course he won't.
Right.
But he told his brother that he was going to. But yeah, I mean, if Martin walks off or something, I will try to find some way to, because I don't trust anything anymore. So I would like to know who or what is going on inside the church.
Absolutely. I don't think your brother's gonna walk away necessarily. He probably wants to sit there and have a conversation for a bit. So you can either engage in the conversation, or if you're trying to get a look in there. Yeah.
Can I try to finagle a way to do both? Like get kind of closer so I could maybe eavesdrop a little bit and hold the conversation with.
Yeah, let's do an investigate roll, but we're gonna add a story tag that's just closed doors. Yeah, you're manipulating the situation enough to get you in a position to maybe overhear something, see something, observe something that, for now, is hidden behind those doors.
And you did say investigate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, all three of my tags are coming from missions, so yeah, we've got to know who's pulling the strings, acutely perceptive, and lies. Every single one of those applies. And the closed doors, that's going to be a story tag of like what, -1?
-1. Yep. Okay. He begins, general conversation about working on the water trap a little bit. Kind of, he's getting excited about how well it's been working the past few times. Been discussing a bit more about the other people that are beginning to be added to the playbook. Who the other guests? There's probably some opera star and all that kind of stuff that he's talking about. But you have a moment to kind of look through the windows as you're walking by. Maybe the doors just open a bit ajar. Listen in. What are your questions?
Can I overhear enough to get an idea of what they're talking about and how many people there are?
Right. Yeah, you can overhear two voices in there. They are talking about warrants. You're not picking up specifics, basically, because they're talking in very legal. It's a very legal discussion. But basically, they're trying to get progress on how soon these arrest warrants will be ready.
And so I'm guessing one of the voices that I'm hearing was Horace's, right?
Yep.
Okay. Is there any way? Are they doing the confessional thing like I usually do?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I can't actually see who he's talking to.
No.
Man or woman though?
It's a man.
Okay. Are they talking about anything that the warrants are for? Or they're just talking about getting warrants printed out.
It seems like it's a lot of conspiracy charges. Conspiracy to, conspiracy for murder, for cover up, for various basically planning charges for planning to attack members of the state, kind of thing. So like, again, like conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to commit fraud, things like that.
Okay. I think that was my two questions, I think. So I'm just gonna hold out the conversation, hold up my end of the conversation with Martin, and just try to super cash, like see who comes out of the confessional while I'm waiting if I can.
After probably 5 minutes or so, you see a bit of light form from the, seems to be from the confessional that Horace is in, and a figure steps out, tall man, maybe 6'7", 6'8", thin, wearing robes. You can't quite see his face, but the formation, kind of the shape of his face, makes you think it's probably Horace. As he steps, he opens the door, and you see a shorter man, round, kind of not fat, but like a kind of a linebacker build that has been retired for about 10 years, still has the muscle, but just kind of bulky. The main thing that stands out about this person is the outfit they are wearing. It is clearly an outfit of a high-ranking member of the Metropolitan Police. There's various, and you really only see like the shoulder. There's various markings on the shoulder that if Eric is familiar with ranks of the police, this would be superintendent rank.
So for me, because I'm not really sure, is that above Thalia's station?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be basically second highest. The only thing higher is the commissioner.
Aha, gotcha.
Yeah, basically it goes from the top down: commissioner, superintendent, chief inspector, inspector, sergeant, constable. And I will expect a quiz at the end of this show.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I make myself I like get out of the way and try to play it off like I wasn't eavesdropping or
Right. The man is ushered kind of towards the back of the area. You see nothing as it kind of fades into darkness. You hear a door unlatch and maybe very distant conversation. The door closes. You see the figure come back in, go back into, and again, probably if you're not looking, like just kind of peeking, he sees you there and probably nods towards your brother to have you enter. Martin goes over, opens the door. Yeah, great talk. I'll be waiting out here for you.
Okay. I don't know how long this will be, but yeah, I look forward to it. It's been a while since we could just talk about that.
It has. You've been a busy man. We need to just... It's all good. Things will calm down, I have no doubt. Everything works its way. All right, let's not waste his time anymore.
Right. And I head off into my assigned confession.
Eric, I was not expecting to see you so soon. You bring news with you.
I do. I bring news and more a little bit.
Good. Yes. What news have you found?
What it sounds like to me, and I regret having to say this, is the lake was not intentional. I think it was an accident. Somebody with abilities let their powers get out of their control, and that caused the situation. Somebody who works for the Order, but it wasn't a planned strike. It wasn't intentional on the Order's part.
Affiliated with the Order as an employee, staff, someone in your position.
Yes.
Uniquely trained, you would say.
Yes, I would say that.
Right. So the Order should have had oversight on the situation.
It sounds like it's a situation that there was no taking control of. It sounds like things escalated too quickly for anybody to properly respond.
So it was not the dam that ruptured. It was something else. Or was the Order involved in rupturing the dam?
Do I actually know the answer to that?
Well, you would
I
know.
did ask William.
For you, yes. It was not there. There was no dam at all. It was some crazy creature. But you also know Horus seems to dwell more in the sleeper state of things. Right. So for him, it was all a dam burst because of frequent rainstorms. It seemed to be just over Cross End, and that's what caused the flood.
It wasn't the dam burst. It was some other catastrophe, some accident that happened when the Order was trying to handle things.
Trying to handle what exactly? What was the Order's business in that place? Where were they? Why were they in Cross End?
And if I remember right, this is because they were trying to put a stop to a tree creature.
They were investigating
people
murders.
Into crazy.
Yeah, they were sent there to investigate murders, and then it basically spun into a whole thing where they were fighting against a whole bunch of teenagers that were turning into beasts and animals, and then a large tree creature. But again, Horus, that's all going to sound like a loony.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a way to spin it that would sound normal. I just want to make sure that I understood the flow of things a little bit. It was kind of a riot situation. There was a bunch of unrestrained murders taking place around there, which the Order was investigating. And when they went to try to put a stop to these things, there was a disaster that struck, which I don't think anybody had planned for.
a riot in Cross End. Metropolitan Police did have a station there. Why were they not contacted? Why is it the Order felt they needed to be involved?
I think that either the police were tied up already, or it was something that was out of their jurisdiction, out of their ability to handle things.
Jurisdiction.
The order seems to be
Seems to do whatever
very
they wish.
well. Yes, I definitely don't disagree there.
Do you have a witness for this accident? Someone we could speak with?
I've just heard stories so far. I'm going
From
to keep on
Who
looking.
tells you these stories?
People on the street. I have connections.
Eric. Why are you protecting them? We just got a new report. There was a crime scene found a few weeks ago. Individuals all thrown around the house, one stuck in a tree. We have these reports coming in of a very large man hurting people and seeming to fly away. There was an explosion in the industrial district not too long ago, and the Metropolitan Police found a complete underground tunnel system full of death, decay. These are not normal things. All of them have that smell of the Order attached to them. Why do you protect these people? Do you know how many families were affected by that flood?
I do.
Do they not... Are they not allowed a semblance of understanding about what really happened, or being able to see something actually happen for them? The entire city seems to have just skirted it under the rug, like it doesn't mean anything to them. While there are still hundreds of families that weep every night with lost ones. Seems the focus has only been on those that live there. Now they even develop around it, and I will not stop that. Again, your father will have a position there. We cannot stop the future development, but we can at least stop people from getting hurt, or getting away with hurting people. This was an accident, fine, but having a witness to say it was an accident, having someone to take ownership of the situation. If the Order had oversight, there must have been someone in charge. Someone that should have been watching over whatever they were doing there. Stopping riots, you say. Someone should have been in charge to make sure nothing like that happened. And how riots lead to a lake, I'm still not sure that makes sense to me.
I can tell you, and actually, this is out of character. I don't remember if I mentioned this before to him, but I don't remember if maybe you can tell me. But I don't think I mentioned that Thalia was the one involved.
No, you
or
haven't
at least
given.
She was the one overseeing.
You haven't. Well, let me just double check notes here.
Just so you know, if I find out you're ratting me out,
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to do the exact opposite of that, man.
Let's see.
Even though you kind of deserve it.
I don't deserve nothing. I've done nothing wrong.
Let's see. You spoke to Horace. You spoke of Samuel, the dangers of the slums, that someone in the Order is at fault for the lake, and some details of the crew where you just told them basic things about them. But you did not tell about Talia specifically, just that they did have someone else in the Met, and his specific task was you to learn more about the lake, the true leaders of the Order, and to keep the district safe. So yeah, you haven't ever given any names of anyone yet.
Okay, I can give you a name. This isn't a witness. This is the person who should have had oversight. But my concern is that if I tell you this and they make a move, my position is going to be compromised.
Eric, you are not connected to this beyond what you have. I understand the position you have put yourself, and we have been very careful to make sure that you are not implicated in anything. You will be safe. If you give me the name of someone, we will follow the right chain of order to make sure that the right questions are asked, and that if this person is truly responsible for something, they will be held accountable for it. We will not randomly send civilians to go deal with these situations. We will follow the ways that the laws provide for us.
Well, I wonder if that's what she said as well. The person managing this sector of the order, at least, I don't know how high it goes. It sounded like she had some superiors that were even well above her, but it's Talia Justice.
Talia just... She is chief inspector in downtown, are you sure?
I'm positive.
That
I
makes
talked
so
with her
much
directly.
sense. Yes, we knew someone was working within that facility, but we didn't know who. Good. Good. As I said, we will keep this. We'll slow burn it, as it were. But there are certain questions that Miss Justice will need to answer for. Not to me, no. We have friends that she'll have to face too. Now, tell me, what
yeah.
of this Samuel situation? Yes?
Be as delicate as you can with the Talia situation, because I think she already suspects me of something. I don't know if she has a name for it yet, but she's keen-eyed, that one.
We will follow the chain of order, chain of command. Have no fear. There are individuals in specific place for this exact kind of thing. We have elements within every source of government in the city. Someone needs to keep an eye out for the people. That is what we do.
That's good. That's what I'm after. Regarding the Samuel situation, it's I haven't been back for a couple of days. There have been other issues pressing me, but on the topic of Talia, she had said to me when I most recently spoke with her that she was going to go down to the slums and handle things there and handle the Samuel situation. I haven't been back yet to see what she's done, but that's what she was talking about doing.
I see.
The other thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, which may be unrelated, but I was going through some belongings of the Order, checking out some locations that they may once have used, and I found a coded message of some kind. I cannot decipher it.
Coded message. I see.
I kind of pull out the piece of paper that I have with the 3 lines on it and sort of try to slide it under the screen.
Mm-hmm. So long kind of groan as he looks at it. I am not familiar with this myself. Can I have this and send it up the chain? I might have a few resources in our... There might be someone at the university that is familiar with things like this, as far as if this is a code or, as you say, a coded message. You might find something for us.
That would be great. Yeah, please, by all means, take it. The sooner we can get information back on that, the better. I don't know if it's pressing, but I don't know anything as it relates to these, it seems.
This is good. This is good work, Eric. This is very good work. We have seen the good that you all can do. You helping the water in the West Slums, that was something that the police could not do clearly, and you all handled that. There is some good in the order, but they must be kept under control. We can't have a rogue military within the city. And there are, again, things that everyone must be held accountable for, as I would expect you to hold yourself accountable. Do not use your position within this order to do whatever you will. Remember that your position here within our place, the Ordero Solicitudo, it is because we can see within eyes that we never had access to before. Our intention is to help the people of the city, regardless of where they came from. No one should be disregarded by the city. No one should be forgotten.
I agree with you.
You read that book you gave to me, yes?
I didn't read it in depth. I skimmed through portions of it. I didn't have a lot of time before I delivered it to you.
Do you know that for them, they did not record your name in their registry, Eric? There is a section of that. You, the special ones, they don't see you as people. They see you as tools, as artifacts, as things to collect. Don't allow their mindset that if someone has special abilities or stronger than others or more powerful than others, that they are no longer attached to what it means to be human. Don't ever use anyone as a tool or a weapon. Remember that there are people attached to all of this. Don't fall into their mindset that this is all just a big playground. Go send your little play soldiers to go fight the big bads in the dark. To go and play your games with the people of the city. Remember where you came from. Be the light within that place. Show these teachers and seamstresses and garbage men, these people that you spend your time with, that the people of the city are the people that you serve. You do not serve yourself.
I'll do my best to keep that in mind and to show that to the others.
Good. Well, it is late. Let me send this message off. And the name. If you find anything else, bring it to me.
Thank you.
No, Eric, thank you. He kind of waits a few moments for you to collect
I
yourself.
scoop. Yeah.
As you walk out, your brother kind of comes over and just puts his arm around you. You good?
No, but I'm still standing.
Of course you are. Nothing's gonna take you down, Eric. Come on, you know that.
Yeah, I keep telling that to myself. I've got one more stop to make tonight before I can sleep.
Oh, all right. You want me to go with you?
It might be better if you didn't, but keep a light on for me at home.
Right.
Yeah?
Right. Yeah. No problem. Where is
And-
Eric headed off to?
He's going to head to the police department to go see Talia.
Right. By the time you get to downtown, I mean, you're just tired. It's been a long day. It's 10, 11 o'clock at night. You get to the large building, the glass windows all the way up, the kind of arching towards you. Walk up, and there's really only one door open at this point. Go inside. There's just a single constable at the very long desk that sits at the bottom. And you're familiar with this place. You've been here before. You may have actually been dozing off a little bit before you walked in, and opens his eyes and puts his hat on. Yes, sir. What can I do for you? What brings you to the Met at this hour?
I need to speak to what's her title again? Actually, Eric
Chief
probably
Inspector.
says that. What's her title again? Just he's
Ah,
probably a bit frazzled at this point. So yeah, he probably forgot the title and said, "What's her title again?" Out.
I'm sorry, sir. You are here to speak with who?
Chief Inspector Justice.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Chief Inspector Justice is not in at this time. She should be back in the morning. Can I leave a message for her or set an appointment for you to meet with her tomorrow?
Yeah, that'll be fine, I guess. It's leave a message that Eric Wessler wants to meet with her. Maybe we can have coffee or something just up the way. There's probably a coffee spot up the street, I'm gonna guess.
I'll leave a note for her. She normally arrives about 7 a.m. She's one of them early risers.
Right.
Very good. All right. Eric Wessler. I'll leave a note for her, but you might want to catch her. If you're wanting to get coffee with her, maybe bring it with you. Come after 7 or be here beforehand and catch her before she comes in. She's been busy the past few days, so I don't know how long she'll be in office.
Okay. Understood.
You have yourself a safe night, sir.
Yeah, you too. And he will head home.
Right? So as the ending of this very long Thursday, the members of our crew find their way back into their home or their current sleeping location with, again, more information discovered, more fears to live out. Some of us quite well fed, and when we come back, it'll be Friday. We'll look for Eric to have an early morning meeting and see what Georgie and William are up to. Maybe even Mike. Actually, I think William might be on a bit of a holiday for a couple weeks, so William might just be at home hanging out with his wife or going
he's
for
out
more.
trying to make money so he can find a new house.
Yeah, William's out job hunting for the next few days.
He went to a job fair.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
Awesome. So let's go ahead and wrap it up here. I'm going to be around for any questions afterwards, but as always, thank you three for continuing this amazing story. I'm loving every week being able to hop back in here, and thanks for anybody out there that might be watching. We will be back next week with a new episode, more diving into the deep dangers of this city, and we look forward to see you there. So thank you all for watching, thank you all for playing, and we will see you next week. Take care.